Hey everybody, it's Jordan Plays Pickle back at it again with another video. We're going to be doing a quick and very fun video about a paddle I was very surprised by and have really enjoyed playing with, and that is the Supercourt HX by Course Pickleball. In all transparency, I was given the paddle by Course Pickleball. However, no money was exchanged. They do not have any say over the video and they will not see this video before it goes out. Now, I'll be honest, this is actually my wife's favorite paddle. She saw this and immediately was drawn to it and said, I don't care what you do with the other paddles, this one's mine. And so she played with it quite a bit more than I did initially, but the last week or so I gotten my hands on it and I've been really surprised with this little guy. This paddle comes in right around the $100 range. I'll have the exact price on the screen here. And I didn't think too much of it. It's a really light paddle. It's good looking, so it almost makes me feel like it's gonna play bad because of that. And it's in a shape that I hadn't really fully tried before, kind of an elongated, squared looking shape. So it was interesting in some ways, but not familiar, at least from looking at it. Now I have a couple paddles on the table that are in that same price range. We got the awesome Monarch. This isn't the Jelly Bean, but I would put the Jelly Bean as that paddle. And then of course, my original favorite paddle, the Prism Flash by Vatic. And so when you are in this kind of price range, although there are some power paddles coming out, Vatic actually has one that's coming out very soon, as well as the Friday Fever. Usually in this price range, you think of a more all-court, control-oriented paddle. And the Supercourt does not veer away from that regard. This paddle is very controllable, it's very light, it's very easy to maneuver, and it has all of those boxes that you expect. The thing I was most surprised with the Supercourt about is, well, it's a very controllable paddle. It's really easy. Your dinks are not difficult. It actually has a surprising amount of pop, and I wouldn't say that this is always noticeable. Like when you're controlling it, you won't notice that much of it, but when you are countering, this paddle really kicks. This is something that actually shocked me with the price point, with the construction, and with how well I was dropping with it. I really didn't expect it to be as easy to counter using this paddle. Because of its controllability and its countering, I was really not afraid at all to get to the line with this paddle. I enjoyed the prospect of trying to counter, and it was maneuverable, it was quick, it was speedy, and it was poppy enough that I could usually counter and win a lot of points. Now, we've talked about controllability, we've talked about pop, but we haven't talked about power yet, and that's where I feel this paddle doesn't really stand out, but isn't bad. I would say this definitely has more power than maybe a pure control paddle, and I was definitely able to whip some awesome shots with it, but I wouldn't say that it was necessarily the best paddle I'd played with at that same price point. I will say, however, that because of the maneuverability of this and the ability to swing through the ball, you can shape your shots really well, and it really does feel good. And I think that's the last category. I don't always talk so much about feel, but this paddle really makes me want to because it really feels great to play with. I don't know if it's the weight distribution, I don't know if it's the shape, I don't know if it's that mixed with some of the construction choices, but this paddle just feels really, really great in hand. I didn't add any weight. I didn't even add an overgrip because I knew my wife liked it as is and I wanted to play with it as is. I wouldn't say it's going to rival your Yola Gen 4s when it comes to power or rival some of those pure control paddles, but what it does give you is a great offering that I think is something, especially for new players, that helps them feel comfortable and in control, but it does scale well. I think even up to the 3.5 to 4.0 range, this could be a paddle I could pick up and play with and not complain at all. As much as I love a lot of the paddles that are under $115, I would say right now, this is my favorite. I can't speak to the other shapes. This is the only shape I've played with, but I think it's a great paddle. I think it's really good looking, and I think it's at a great price point. Now, I wouldn't say if you have a paddle you're already comfortable with and like a lot that you go and buy this paddle. It's not doing anything new, but for someone who maybe hasn't played before or maybe is wanting to upgrade from a lower end paddle, I think this is a great choice. Another good option that this paddle would be great for is a gift. It just looks great. I mean, this and maybe some of the bread and butter paddles are probably the best looking paddles on the market. And for your wife, for your friend, for your parents, this could be what gets them into pickleball. That's really all I got to say about this. Thank you, Course, again for sending the paddle out. I've really been enjoying playing with it, and I hope the rest of you guys have a great day. If you want to purchase the paddle, I'm not sure if I have a code, but if I do, I'll put that on screen. But even if I don't, I'll put a code for someone else who has one. I hope you have a great rest of your day. God bless. I'll see you in the next one.